doing that, we work with the community and work very closely with the government.
So in terms of the governance system that you have just mentioned about, and the way people can claim their rights by knowing the budgets and having more, making the government make more informed decisions, do you think at the top जो selection of the people, whoever runs the country, it has less impact of how things actually work and how people can claim their rights?
No, I think it's both. Obviously, people who are at the top make the main policies, laws, public finance decisions. So they are as important as those who are implementing at say the district or the sub-district or the village level. So I think the way to look at governance is that it's a complex system, and you have to see where your input may be required, and how do you go about doing it. I think first of all, the thing to do is to become more informed about governance. How does it function? Become more informed about policies, about laws, about public budgets. और ये हमारी society में I think अभी it's become even more difficult because of disinformation. I was just reading something the other day. वो हमारे दोस्त तलत ने ही लिखा था कि जो फेक न्यूज़ का जो फिनोमेना है, he was arguing कि उसको तो न्यूज़ भी नहीं कहना चाहिए, because it's not worth being called fake. It's not worth calling it news. अगर आप उसको फेक न्यूज़ भी कहते हैं तो you're still considering it to be news. It shouldn't be. और हमारे में डिसइंफॉर्मेशन इतनी ज़्यादा है. So I think, और जो मैं देखती हूँ,
and so I think we live in a time where we can rationalize everything. I see like a lot of which is why there is this polarization as well, right? So because like there is fake news, there is disinformation, so that actually facilitates the rationalizing of a lot of wrong ideas.
And also, we are living in a highly polarized society, unfortunately. Politically, we are terribly polarized and incredibly intolerant, अगर हम ये सोच लें ना कि जो हमारे मसले हैं, जो डेमोक्रेसी की रूह है, the spirit of democracy is discussion, is contestation of ideas. Now we need to create that space for contestation of ideas. But if you have that view that no, I'm not going to talk to you because you're from the other side, or you're not going to talk to me, तो वो contestation of ideas नहीं हो सकती है. And वो contestation of ideas, that generation of ideas, is what is going to help us solve a lot of intractable problems that confront us. So I think कि हमें जो करने की ज़रूरत है to better understand governance, to have more inclusive society, be more tolerant for dissent, encourage more discussion, look at different points of view, ताकि कोई बेहतर solution जो है वो आ सके. I think उन बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे काम करने की ज़रूरत है. And unfortunately ये जो disinformation है, that is a big challenge, because उसकी वजह से लोगों के रवैयों में इतनी polarization है, इतनी intolerance है कि हम वो discussion और debate पे आ ही नहीं पाते. So lots of challenges, but I would like to think I'm an eternal optimist, and I think there are still a lot of people who would like to do good things, and I think we need to just continue working, have hope, dream of a better future, and have the courage to go after that dream.
And it also reminds me one of the case studies that we were doing, जिसमें जो स्कूल थे वो तबाह हो गए थे एक ज़लज़ले की वजह से, और देयर वाज अनदर जो दहशतगर्दी की वजह से तबाह हो गया था. एंड आई रिमेंबर व्हाइल वी वर कवरिंग दैट, सो the community members within that area, they wrote those petitions, so like they had that awareness by the training programs जो आपने किए थे, so they knew how to write those petitions and who to approach to, and then that helped to expedite the process कि वो school की वहाँ पे rehabilitation start हो सके.
So that's part of the training. First of all, the most important thing, for people to understand is that when they've identified the problem, they need evidence. हमारी सोसाइटी में ना बहुत ज़्यादा hearsay पे बहुत बात है. अच्छा ये फना ये ऐसा हेल्थ फैसिलिटी में तो डॉक्टर आता ही नहीं है. And then you say कि अच्छा what evidence do you have that डॉक्टर नहीं आ रहा है और वो एविडेंस पे नहीं होती. So first of all we train them कि जी आप पहले अगर कुछ कह रहे हैं, जैसे स्कूल की आप बात करें, obviously the school was destroyed by the 2005 earthquake, and then we help them to understand कि इसके थोड़ा सा डेप्थ में देखें. What was the problem? Who was supposed to, what level of government was supposed to deal with it? So if you remember that ज़लज़ले के केस में there was a whole institution set up which was called the ERA, उसका नाम था, Earthquake Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Authority. तो पहले जिम्मेदारी उसको दी गई थी, फिर over time फिर वापस गवर्नमेंट पे आ गई. तो when the citizen is engaging with the government, the first thing you have to also understand, get the evidence behind your problem, but also understand who you have to engage with. अच्छा हमारे यहाँ ये होता है कई दफ़ा के बिकॉज हमारी जो रिलेशनशिप्स है ना बहुत वो है कि अच्छा मैं फ़लाँ को जानता हूँ या मैं फ़लाँ को जानती हूँ. तो कभी कभी अगर पानी का मसला है, they'll try to go to the chief minister or to an MNA or something कि जी मैं उनको जानता हूँ जानती हूँ या constituency में. But then we say why would you go to अगर पानी का मसला है, what can the chief minister do? You have to go to your local council, to local government.
और इसमें भी like until unless you don't go to that local council who's responsible for those things, for them to know कि this actually problem persists, जब तक आप उनके पास वो मसला लेके नहीं जाएंगे, I mean one cannot expect कि उनको ऑटोमेटिकली पता चल जाए कि ये मसला एग्जिस्ट करता है या
कई दफ़ा उनको कुछ पता भी होता है, मगर ज़ाहिर है एंड स्पेशली हमारे यहाँ इतनी सेंट्रलाइज सिस्टम्स ऑफ गवर्नेंस है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर से डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेडक्वार्टर है जहाँ बहुत सारे गवर्नमेंट की ऑफिसेज होती है, फॉर देम टू नो एवरी सिंगल विलेज, every single lane is difficult, so that is why जब हमने social accountability की है, हमें बहुत सारे government officials, public representatives के ये response आती है कि thank you so much for giving us this opportunity of finding out this is a problem. So I'll give you an example. पब्बी में एक केस था street lights का, if you might remember, and वहाँ street lights नहीं थी. उसमें ये मसला था कि चोरी चकारी बहुत होती थी, स्पेशली मोबाइल्स स्नैचिंग, एंड व्हाट इट वाज डूइंग, एंड also related to gender-based violence, because women were more at threat or more at risk of violence because of darkness. And what it had done was कि लोगों की ना social relations had also been affected, because they would tend not to go out in the evening because lighting ही नहीं थी, dark में आना, being a threat of violence, तो वो ये नहीं करते थे. Then it also affected their economic conditions. So for example, if you had a job that required you to be out late at night, you would try to avoid it because you didn't want to come home in the dark, तो ये इशू इन्होंने रेज किया. एंड उस वक्त लोकल गवर्नमेंट वाज इन प्लेस, डिस्ट्रिक्ट नाजिम्स वर इन प्लेस, एंड डिस्ट्रिक्ट नाजिम के पास हम गए, लोग लेके गए इस इशू को. एंड व्हेन ही लुक्ड एट इट, the total expense on getting those street lights in that particular mohalla was about 3 lakh rupees. So it's hardly anything. मगर जो लोगों की ज़िंदगी में तब्दीली आई और वो नाजिम को भी इतनी पजीराई मिली लोगों की तरफ से, उसने ये कहा कि जी ये पूरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में लगा दे. सो ही ऑल्सो अंडरस्टूड. नॉर्मली ना जो पब्लिक रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स होते हैं, दे ट्राई टू गो फॉर बिग प्रोजेक्ट्स, बिकॉज बिग प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं, वाह होती है कि फलां जी 3 लाख रुपए खर्च कर दी, उसकी कौन सी इतनी बड़ी बात है. मगर आप अगर
और ये 3 लाख रुपए बेसिकली जो गवर्नमेंट का बजट एलोकेट किया होगा उस एरिया के लिए,
जो गवर्नमेंट का बजट एलोकेट, आई थिंक दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ सोशल अकाउंटेबिलिटी इज दैट जो इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हैं दे कम फ्रॉम पब्लिक मनी. तो what social accountability does is it helps government improve the targeting of their own resources. A lot of our resources कम है, वो तो हम सबको पता है. We are in a very difficult economic situation. But बहुत सारे resources waste भी होते हैं because they are put to projects which are inappropriate or are not successful or are not high impact or not what the people want.
I mean, sometimes a lot of money is also spent on areas that should not be the priority of the people, right?
A prime example of that is these BRTs and things. Clearly, because the studies show that जो urban transport है all over the world is run on subsidies, and our government cannot afford subsidies. तो already जो ये projects है run तो हो रहे हैं, बहुत लोगों को फायदा भी हो रहा है.
Right.
But in the long run, was it strategically the wisest decision to be made? एक argument है कराची का, for example. Karachi has a circular railway which has been dysfunctional or can be improved, but कोई उस पर ध्यान ही नहीं देता. अगर उसको आप चला लें, तो maybe that's a better thing rather than getting more green buses or whatever it is. Urban transport is a big requirement. उसकी तो कोई disagreement नहीं है. But should it have been these dedicated BRT? Should only the big cities benefit from these things? What happens to transport requirements of other places? So, I would argue that it's not that urban transport is not an issue, but the solution to urban transport, could we have thought of better things?
और जो जनरली एक परसेप्शन होती है, रिमेंबर हुआ ये जब BRTs एंड पंजाब में भी जब मेट्रो बस का जो प्रोजेक्ट इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था, सो अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल वुड आर्ग्यू दैट वी नीड मोर हॉस्पिटल्स फॉर एग्जांपल, और वी नीड मोर better universities or better facilities than having this project, a mega project that had like a lot of budget put into it, और उसको sustain करना is also very challenging. And also like I think a lot of times it's also about just making sense of the KPIs as well. I mean जो ये जितने urban transport के ambitious projects हैं, at the end of the day if you see कि how many people they are benefiting, that's not a large population जिसको वो benefit कर रहे हैं. So it's also like then at the top of that you're also giving subsidy to those projects. So I think कि जो if you analyze के जो उसका cost benefit analysis अगर आप करें, तो I think कि if you're making a rational decision you would rather not have these projects.
Sure, I would argue कि जो road systems होती हैं, that is obviously required not just for mobility but also for the economy. So you need to have ways of transporting goods, services, everything. तो it's not कि road system की ज़रूरत नहीं है, of course है, मगर वो किस तरीके से है ना, जो लियारी एक्सप्रेसवे का है, लियारी एक्सप्रेसवे को बनाना चाहिए, ये नहीं कि ना बनाए, मगर अब वो जो धोबी घाट वाली कम्युनिटी थी, अगर उसको स्टार्टअप ग्रांट दे देते तो फिर वुड हैव बीन अ विन-विन सिचुएशन. एंड यहाँ ये हुआ कि इट वाजंट अ विन-विन सिचुएशन. आई बेनिफिटेड बट आई एम नॉट द मोस्ट vulnerable community. जो vulnerable थी, they got got a raw deal out of it.
I was speaking to one of civil engineers who happens to be my cousin. तो उससे मेरी डिस्कशन हो रही थी, एंड he mentioned that a lot of these mega projects, अगर कुछ जो projects अगर if they are like underground for example, they can last longer. जिस तरह लंदन का भी मेट्रो सिस्टम है, that was built in the 18th-19th century and it has lasted for so long. But the reason why these projects are over the ground is कि लोगों को नज़र आए कि ये काम हुआ है, and then just to get
it's the same as big dams ना जवाद के who wants to open a check dam, The opening ceremony of a check dam doesn't make news, but opening ceremony of a large dam will make news. तो ये भी एक politics है. मगर मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं कि it's not that one is against development. You need development. But जब आप development करते हैं, मैं आपको एक मिसाल देती हूँ. My family comes from Karachi, और कराची में एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट था, इट वाज कॉल्ड द लियारी बाईपास. आई एम अ बेनिफिशियरी ऑफ दैट प्रोजेक्ट बिकॉज हमारी जो फैमिली ग्रेवयार्ड है वो मेवा शाह का कब्रिस्तान है, और हमें पहले जो है ना लियारी रिवर के थ्रू एक बहुत ही टूटा फूटा रास्ता था, उसके थ्रू कोई 45 मिनट्स टू एन आवर जाके हम कब्रिस्तान जाते थे. अब ये लियारी बाईपास बन गया है, लियारी एक्सप्रेसवे बन गया है. आई एम देयर इन 10 minutes. So I'm a beneficiary. I'm very happy with the Liari Expressway. And it's not कि ये expressways नहीं होने चाहिए. But what happened with the Liari Expressway was when it was built, जो लियारी रिवर के इर्द गिर्द कम्युनिटीज़ थी, उनकी धोबी घाट थी. they were doing laundry. And what they were done, जो development projects में often ये होता है कि the government will get land and they relocate people, resettle people, and these people were also resettled. Unfortunately, जिस जगह पे वो resettle हुए वहाँ कोई दरिया नहीं था, तो they couldn't do their traditional laundry work that they had done, and that is what they knew. तो in that sense, जो धोबी घाट community, which was the poorest in that, was affected by this Liari Expressway. Now, what it means is कि it's not कि आप लियारी Expressway ना बनाएं, but जब आप लियारी Expressway बना रहे हैं, then you have to look at all the people that are going to be affected by because every project will affect people, and then you look at who is affected the most, who is the most vulnerable, and then for example in Liari Expressway, ठीक है, अगर वो उस जगह चले गए हैं, अब आप लॉन्ड्री की खातिर कहीं वहाँ रिवर तो नहीं बना सकते, दैट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, मगर आप उनको कोई ऑल्टरनेट इनकम दे दें, आप कोई ऑल्टरनेट स्टार्टअप ग्रांट दे दें ताकि वो कोई मज़ीद इनकम की तरफ जा सके.